You're welcome to another new video, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at some editing styles that that are one of the most popular editing style, and how to actually study an editing style and replicate it into your own. So this is an advanced editing masterclass. We are going to be going through a whole lot of things, like maxing, what are they used for, like glowing video effect, and some other basically some other advanced editing tactics that you can use for for making your videos. All right, so the first thing is that let's first of all study some editing styles that I know out there. So first of all, let me show you the first editing style, that is Abdaal. So this guy has a certain editing style called editing style used for. All right, so like I was saying, if you take a look at this guy editing style, he's always using this paper ripping effect, a little bit of pictures, and adding some basic advanced editing to this. Now what happens is that the issue is that we can actually replicate.
Okay, so if you want to be more productive this year, here are my top 3 techniques.
We could actually replicate almost the same style, and add one of the few elements that he used in his video. But the problem is that you might not be able to do sort of some extra things that you do, just like the ones that they were walls, they were text writing on the walls. But all these simple things where it's just bringing 2 to 3 things, 4 things together, using that sliding effect and other things, we could actually achieve that using the CapCut. So I just want you to just basically understand how all this editing style works. So the first thing you want to do in any editing style is the same thing when you are shooting a video. So the first thing you want to do is that how is the appearance of the video. So if you take a look at the appearance of this video, for example, you see that the appearance is just the basic appearance. There is no too much editing to the appearance. We can look at another view of his video. Okay, let's go back. I think we've left his. Let's take a look at another of his video he has created. Okay, I think this is one.
To go to snowball it, because if they start January 1, I think this is why a lot of people fuck up their New Year's resolutions, because there's no foundation. It's like they'll start and it's like they start building their tower and it just falls over. Set the goals so that the outcome of the thing you do, the outcome of the behavior you do, is the actual goal you want. Don't set big goals.
The owner of this editing style is this guy. He's doing he's having a podcast with him. So as you can see, this person is not even doing anything serious. And that's one thing I usually try to preach. Like one of the things I preach a lot when we go to this Hormozi style, you see that he's using that editing style because he wants people to know him for that editing style. And funny enough, a lot of people in the niche, in the market, has copied that style, and they've gotten ideas from that style. I'll show you another person that you can also copy his style and also learn a lot from him. I'm also going to show you a bunch of pages that you can follow, that you are also going to learn how you can edit videos from them. So
because 99% of people,
let's go back to his main video. We want to talk about his old videos that he created for his own page and his style.
When we change our approach to failure, when we change our approach to failure, when we
did this.
Ali Abdaal is an ex-doctor.
Let's look for something. Okay, let me just go into his reels section, and I'm definitely sure we'll find something.
Even when we know we really should do something, we often find ourselves in places that make it needlessly difficult to get started. Back in 2018, when working full-time as a doctor, I struggled to make practicing the guitar in the evenings a habit. I'd occasionally think I should probably do some guitar practice, but I'd always end up procrastinating instead. I'd sit in the living room on the couch, scrolling social media on my phone or watching TV. My guitar was hidden away behind my bookshelf in the corner of the room to the point that I almost never saw it. It was only when I read James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, that I realized the obvious solution. Put the guitar in the middle of the living room. Suddenly, picking up the guitar became dramatically easier. Even when we know we really should do something,
Alright, so now you see
Even
that
when we know we really should do something, we often find ourselves in places that make it needlessly difficult to get started. Back in 2018, when working full-time as a doctor, I struggled to make practicing the guitar in the evenings a habit. I'd occasionally think I should probably do some guitar practice, but I'd always end up procrastinating instead. I'd sit in the living room on the couch, scrolling social media on my phone or watching TV. My guitar was hidden away behind my bookshelf in the corner of the room to the point that I almost never saw it. It was only when I read James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, that I realized the obvious solution. Put the guitar in the middle of the living room. Suddenly, picking up the guitar became dramatically easier.
3-4 things together, and if you see some
Even
of the
when we
times
know we
that
really
use
should.
this text on overlay this thing features, what I'm calling text on overlay features is this
In the autumn of
thing where
2015,
you have
flyers
a
started
background
appearing
and then
around
you have a
Boston,
text
addressed
on
to
that
people
background.
who
When we did it in our previous video, let me show you the example in the previous video we've done. So if you have something like text on overlay, that is what text on overlay means. So this is what I call text on overlay. Just a moment. Okay, not this video. Let's do another video. I think this is the video. So this is called text on overlay. So this text that you see on this overlay background is what we call text on overlay. So check is for his text on overlay. You see
did not feel like they had enough time to exercise. People who responded were invited to take part in a study. They were each given a Fitbit and instructed to wear it for 5 weeks. Without the participants realizing, they'd already been split into two groups. The first group was just given a Fitbit with no further instructions. The second group was given a Fitbit and a series of prompts. Every evening from then on, they were emailed with a request to review their schedules for the following day and identify the time slots when they could commit to the activity. By the end of the 5 weeks, the first group, who just got the Fitbit with no instructions, saw virtually no change from their original step count. In contrast, the second group, who got the Fitbit with specific prompts, increased their steps from an average of 7,000 per day to almost 9,000. These little triggers to action are called implementation intentions, and the science of behavior change indicates that they can be revolutionary. In the autumn of 2015, flyers...
So let's look for something else.
The book, One thing I didn't like about medical school was the sense of competition. Everyone was trying to get the highest grade in the academic prize, the best slot in the residency program. Some took this competitive mindset a little far. One guy I knew would take out multiple copies of the same text.
Alright, so we studied that. Now let's go to Hormozi, because that's another popular style that people also use, and this is one of the best one that you can actually learn. People are actually doing this, and it's not just this style alone. I'm also going to show you the person that is also the originator of that style, so that you can also go and copy from that.
I saw Kylie Jenner become a billionaire when she was 20 and I was 27. I was like, she is way richer than I am. And so it means that she's doing something different than I am by an order of magnitude that I don't understand. And she had a personal brand. But I was like, you know what? Kris Jenner's been building her brand since she was 5. Like, okay, I'll write that off as a fluke. But then Conor McGregor had Proper 12. George Clooney had Casamigos. The Rock has Terramana, multi-billion-dollar things, like seemingly overnight. I was like,
So you see that Hormozi's style is not even using any text on overlay. What he's just doing is that he's just speaking into the camera, and he's just putting elements that are tailored to what he's saying on the screen. So it's not really something that is very, very complex like this way you see Abdaal style and this thing. And trust me, if you can deliver this kind of edits to your clients, trust me, you will definitely get gigs. Like this alone is a world-class editing style that people are actually paying good stuff for. So the Abdaal style is some extra that people actually pay a whole lot of money for. But this one, if you can master it very, very well, and I'm going to show you how you can also do that in the subsequent videos that I make. Now another person that it's actually a very, very good famous short form video editor on Instagram. You can follow him. You can also follow some of his other students. He also has a broadcast channel where you can also follow and join here and stuff like that. So but let's take a look at his editing style. So take a look at this.
With not using my face or my voice, like without ever promoting it, and in 6 months have 20 million subscribers. It's purely knowledge. Like if you knew what I knew, you could get 10 million views a video, and you could get 10 million subscribers no matter where you are right now within 6 months.
Now, what I like about this guy is that it makes video editing very, very simple. And I'm also going to break his style down, because I copied some of his
procrastination.
style. I copied some of his style.
Overcome procrastination. We need to eliminate external friction.
I copied some of his style, and I use it for my own videos. Like, let's take a look at the video I edited yesterday to see what I'm talking about. Now, where's that video? Okay, so here's the video. Now let's take a look at it together.
So I quit my $6,000 a month job. Did you quit that draining job too? Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tammy. As you know, in today's video I'll be talking about why I quit my $6,000 a month job, and basically talking about if you should also quit that draining job if you've got one as well.
So now you see that the basics of this editing style, is very, very simple. There are simple things you just need to understand. And one of the things you need to understand is that let me go to my Keep so that I can share that with you. One of the things you just need to understand is very, very simple. So let's say the first thing is text animation. Is your text coming in and going out? Text animation. Is your text coming in and going out? So let's look at what I'm talking about. Like, if you see that my text, it has this, it pops up here, and the second one comes in and they also go out together, and the next one comes in and the text also come in, and I use a light flick to to escape that thing. So there must be an intro. Whatever you are doing in a video, there must be an intro and there must also be an outro. So there must be an intro and there must also be an outro. What is the kind of thing? What are you using to come into the video, and what are you using to go out of the video? So those are the things you just need to put in your mind. If you come again to this part here, you see that there's an intro and there's also an outro, and the outro is that this paper, this thing just crumpled, and I just added the crumpled this thing, and then it goes out. Look at this. For this one too, there's also an intro and there's an outro. So it's just as easy as that. Whatever you are doing, there should be an intro and there should be an outro. If you're adding overlay, let the overlay have an intro and let it have an outro. And also another thing you need to also understand is, when you are coupling text and overlays together, is that you need to understand composition, simple composition. So what I mean by simple composition is that, for example, now you see that there is a text here, it is bold, and there's another one under that is small. So when I mean by composition, that you want to understand the text that needs to be bigger and the text that needs to be smaller, and also compose them together so that they make a lot of sense. So imagine if we have this text like this, and then we now have this a month's job to now be big like this. It does not make any sense. But composing it very well and understanding how you can actually put things together will help you a lot. Another thing that also help you with composition is that, as a beginner, is that when you have a text, when you have an overlay like this on a background, always make sure that you just put a simple text on top. For example, this one I'm talking about. So this is the text, and this is the image. So if you take a look at let's take a look at all the styles that we are talking about just now. You see that they use this same element in their video editing these things. For example, let's look at that Mr. Beast edit again. You see that he has an image and he just puts a small text on top. So it's almost, I'm using almost the same principle. You see that he has this Mr. Beast and he has 10,000 subscribers on top. There's an intro and there's an outro. So It is as simple as basic as that. Whenever you are editing, always make sure that every element you are adding to the video, there is an intro and there's an outro. You understand? And there is a simple composition to also back it up. Whenever you have an overlay, make sure you are using simple composition. You see that it's the same thing here too. Even this money image that is here, this money of a thing that is here, if you take a look at it, you see that this is the image and this is the text, and they are in this, you know, simple format that is actually making it make sense. So the last thing is what I call the rule of third. The last one I called the rule of third, that will also help you in your composition and when you are editing. The rule of third. So the rule of third is just basically, for example, let's say I want to crop this image. So let me just click on, okay, let me just look for something else to crop. Okay, let's say I want to crop this image. I want to crop this background. Now the rule of third is very, very simple. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So this one too is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So we have thirds in when we are editing a video, or even when you are shooting a video. So one thing you should try and avoid, like I said in the first video, is that the head placement should be around the ear, or it can go up a little bit or come down a little bit, but don't let it to be on this third, or it should be on the third above. And then another thing again is that when you have your text here, let's say you have a text here, you can have an image here, but you can never have an image here. Why? Because it will leave space in the middle, unless you still want to bring something into that middle before. So when you have your text here, let's say you have your text here, you should put your image under it. It's as simple as that. Or if you have your image on top like this, let's say you have an image that is coming down from the heavens, and you can have your text right under it here. If you put your text here, that's the client telling me great job right there. So if you put your text here, there will be space in the middle and there will not be anything to put into that space. So this is just me analyzing my own video, and in the next subsequent video I'll be teaching you some advanced, you know, editing technique that we use in my video, that I use in my videos. And then what you need to do is that we'll now put everything together to form a video using any of all these styles. So I'm just teaching you how to study all this style. I'm also going to give you some video below. I'm also going to drop a video below that is also going to go in depth into Abdaal style, showing you how you can edit that style using your smartphone. So it will also show you some other things, give you some other elements, show you some other things that you can also use in your videos. This is just me explaining it in depth so that you understand it very, very well. So I hope this video helps. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.